As we move forward into the real number one story of the day, the number one story of the day has to go about the day one pay-per-view because, well, it's been canceled reportedly. So initially, according to Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, he had stated that WWE will be canceling day one this year. Well, technically next year, January 1st. The event is not expected to be rebranded, and WWE currently does not have a PLE listed between Survivor Series on November 26th and Royal Rumble on January 28th. The event was scheduled to be taking place on January 1st, 2023 from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, according to Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer, he reported that there will be big changes coming to their PLE schedule next year, with likely more international events and less gimmick-based shows. Also, Dave Meltzer stated on last night's Wrestling Observer Radio that there has actually been talks of running a pay-per-view or a PLE on December 27th. And if I look, that's a Tuesday. Tuesday, December 27th. Whether that would be in Atlanta or somewhere else is unknown because technically WWE had a live event scheduled on that date in, I want to say it was Detroit, and then canceled the show just this week with no word given. So if we go to WWE's schedule, as far as you can just go to WWE.com and click tickets, and they'll give you their whole schedule. We go all the way down to December 27th. Yeah, the December 27th show is no longer there. There's December 26th and December 28th. So Meltzer said that at one point, there were discussions that the December 27th show, which is a Tuesday, would become a pay-per-view or a premium live event. I don't know if that's still the case. Meltzer said that it was still up in the air as of last night when he reported it. Whether that's going to be some sort of a New Year's show. Maybe they bring back the name New Year's Revolution. They can't call it day one because it ain't on day one. So it's an interesting one, and we'll see if they do make this. Because here's the question. If we get a pay-per-view for the main roster on a Tuesday, what's that going to mean for NXT? Are they going to run NXT up against a main roster pay-per-view? Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. But with it at least at one point being discussed, that then leads to, okay, my idea would be then, how about we go no NXT on that Tuesday, but instead we run this main roster pay-per-view and incorporate one or two NXT matches on that show. Maybe we do an NXT title match and an NXT women's title match, or we do some multi-man match with a bunch of different people from NXT, and you give them main roster exposure on this premium live event. So maybe you do I know recently WWE's been doing with Triple H pay-per-views 6 shows or 6 matches on the card. So maybe you do an extra long one. Maybe you just make it a tiny bit longer. I know that wouldn't be what's normally for. That wouldn't be ideal on a weekday to do a longer show. Maybe instead of it going 3 hours with 6 matches, you go 4 with 7 or 8, and you can get in those 2 NXT matches, or maybe throw one of the NXT matches on the pre-show. They haven't been doing kickoff matches as of late, or as of like the last year or so, but we'll see how that all does go. But WWE had mulled over the idea of a Tuesday night pay-per-view or premium live event on December 27th, and just out of nowhere last week, the Detroit show on December 27th was canceled, was pulled from the schedule, no longer a thing.